All right then. Going live Tuesday, the 6th of November, about 30 minutes ahead of schedule. I just set it up and everything was fine, so I thought, why not just do it right away? There is no time to lose, am I right? Got a weird little hair, no beard really, but not shaved also. My nice pink shirt fitting to the deck I'm using right now, so I'm all good. So this is a weird time. Never done this on a Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Berlin time. How do you say this? GMT +1. That's it. Everything looks good. Stream quality should be okay. Sound should be okay. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Guys, welcome to another live stream here on my channel. Another Card Magic live practice jam, because this is what this live stream is all about. Practicing magic with cards together with you guys. Hopefully a lot of you tuning in today. Might be very well, and this is killing me. You saw the thumbnail, right? This is killing me. Might be very well the last thing I'm doing on YouTube this year, okay? Because the Christmas season is coming fast at us, and I'm going to sell artworks of my girlfriend beginning Monday the 26th of November, I believe. Last week of November, and then all through December, every day 10 to 12 hours. It's going to be crazy, and we are already, like usual, extremely exhausted because there's a lot of work, of course, in advance. Last session, Trinity gave me the idea to document what's going on there. Maybe I will do this. I can't promise this, because of course if you do something like this, and it starts of course with setting it all up, bringing all the products there, building the market stand in this tent we are in, it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of time pressure, of course. And documenting this, meaning, you know, being there with a camera and kind of recording things we do in there, could be a super challenge, but probably I'm gonna try this. And this is how maybe I start next year with this little introduction, or with this little insight of my life. What do you say about that, guys? So Ether565 Magic, hey, you're back. Hi, how you doing? Awesome, you're tuning in right now. 4 folks watching. Welcome everybody. My name is OTHMARIUS, and today I want to talk a little bit about the difficulties and challenges ahead on the road to card magic, because there is stuff killing us, right? Sometimes we do kill it, sometimes everything just works well and we're having a great time, we're in a good mood, a good physical shape and good psychological shape, and the practice sessions are awesome, and also the performance is playing out well. And then other times you don't feel so good, things are not perfect, maybe you're a little exhausted or tired or sad or whatever, you know. Sometimes life throws stuff at you, you gotta deal with, you know. And then of course you gotta be aware about your current state, and of course that this affects pretty much everything you're doing, of course also your practice and also your performances. And today I just want to talk a little bit about this topic, maybe in a wider range, but of course also pretty much focusing on cards and on card magic, because this is what we love doing, right? And I want to share some experiences of mine with you guys when it comes to, you know, having trouble or experiencing difficulties when it comes to achieving our goals. Sounds great? I think so. So let me hit you with the trailer and then let's start doing this, right? Here we go. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like So I hope the sound is good, quality of the microphone and also the video quality, and also the background music is not too loud or too soft. Just let me know if I can improve the quality here. I'm always trying to do the things I do the best I can, of course. I'm really not sure how many folks are tuning in today, because this is absolute new time. I never did this around this time. Maybe some of you are lying in bed right now. Some of you maybe in school or at work. In case anybody watching this later, I'm very sorry. I just wanted to do a live stream this week, and that was the only time window available. So better than nothing. And if you're watching this in the past, or in the future, I mean, later after the live stream is done, no hard feelings, right? Always starting my table sessions with a little bit of shuffling. All my practice routines start with shuffling, because shuffling is so super important in card magic. It's really the thing especially beginners should really focus on, because with shuffling techniques you can achieve a lot, and you can set things up during a performance or before a performance. And also, of course, this gives your whole handling just a very nice touch, you know? Just don't want to go in with a deck of cards and then just do a trick without shuffling the cards beforehand. Am I right? So shuffling is super important, and trust me, there's going to be a streaming session where I will talk explicitly about the importance of shuffling. So I just got to get into this now, getting the right vibes on. By the way, the music you're listening right now in the background, that's a live stream. Lo-fi hip-hop music, 24/7, royalty-free music live stream, because, of course, a lot of my previous live streams, we were listening to pretty awesome music, and then, of course, third-party members claimed it and monetized the video. But better, the video is monetized by a third party than being blocked worldwide, which also sometimes happens. And since we are still here an intimate group on my channel, it's okay. I'm not losing big time money or something. So, Brian Rappert says you don't hear any background music. That's not possible. Let me tune this up here. You should listen to some background music now. It should be pretty loud, actually. Does this work? Or did I do something wrong here? No, it should work. So I'm okay now. I'm going down here with it again. Maybe something like this. Hey, Brian Rappert, nice to see you again. How you doing? This is awesome, you guys, you know. I just had a little bit of, you know, worries, a little bit of frustration with YouTube. Of course, my channel is growing, but it's growing very, very steadily and very slowly. It's not really taking off. So, because I'm uploading nice tutorials and performances and doing this live streams, of course, my views grow and my view time grows and my subscribers grow, but somehow YouTube or the algorithm just keeps me pretty low, doesn't suggest me so much or my content for whatever reason, you know. And as a matter of fact, in the last 2 years, 2017 and by the end now of 2018, there's not much of a growth rate on my channel. So although I've been uploading and doing different things, the channel didn't really get where I wanted it to be. You know, although, and I'm quite curious about it, probably still within this year, somewhere around end of December, this channel should 5K subscribers, which is going to be amazing. I'm really, really looking forward for this milestone, yeah? And then, of course, we start 2019 with a big celebration, a deck giveaway. And then I try to upload as regular, as frequently as possible, really nice tutorials, organized in tutorial series, keep on doing this live sessions with you guys, and then also maybe trying something new, maybe setting up a Patreon. I've already did it, but I'm not quite satisfied, and I just didn't want to open up a new box of magic before actually, you know, getting through with what I'm already doing. By the way, I am not pushing so much energy into my channel right now, or not as much as I could, because there is a project, a very important project in my life that's still not finished. I wrote a novel quite some time ago. I worked very long on it, and it never got quite finished. There's still a little work to do, not so much. And I decided to finish the work and then to publish this baby of mine, to get this out of the system. Because whenever I started really working on my magic and on my YouTube channel, there was always this bad taste, this, twisted feeling of saying, you know, there's this thing and it was so important to you and it's still so important to you. Man, you gotta finish this before you really go into something else. If you really put all your energy into another project. And it's so true. So I made a decision and I said to myself, I will finish this novel. The work's right here on my desk. I worked yesterday a little bit at it. Looks like this, you know, sheets of papers, and then you gotta, you know, sort it out. It's a really, really old project of mine, and I need to finish this. So now you know, you guys, don't you worry. This channel is going to keep going, but it will take a little time before I really throw stuff at you on a total, extremely regular basis, if you know what I mean. But that's okay, because what we do takes time, and maybe this is one of the most important aspects also of this live stream here, and that's why I'm doing this, to give you guys a little motivation boost and keep you up ahead. Because sometimes when we consume magic, when we watch YouTube and Facebook, all these epic, really, really cool productions coming at us, and then sometimes you feel like, you know, oh man, there's so awesome, so many awesome people out there. I will never make it, you know. I will always be this, you know, this guy who's, I don't know, who's not that cool like the others. But you know, it just takes time, you know, and it's really a long journey, the road to card magic, or the mastery of this art form. So I just wanted to do this live stream. This is also the idea next to documenting my learning process here on YouTube. I wanted to do this live stream in order to give you a feel of what it takes actually to really get somewhere, especially with such a delicate matter like magic, like card magic, because there is no gray zone really, you know. Either you're able to create the illusion or you're not, you know. And even if you are doing it, if you know your stuff and you create the illusions, then it still doesn't mean that you're a good that you're a good entertainer, that you're entertaining your crowd. So this is really a lot of stuff we gotta learn and master in order to become these magicians. And I'm just saying this all the time, you know. Take your time, be patient, work hard, constantly, but don't freak out. You know, it takes time, and sometimes it feels like, gee, this is killing me. Brian Rappert, how does your thinking about performing for an audience vary between writing and magic? Do you find there are lessons from magic you can take to writing? I would say the other way around would be more the case. In general, this is at least my life experience, and I did a lot of different things in my life. You can take from any art form or from any skill you learn something to the next thing you're doing. Because learning itself kind of is always the same. And if you once developed a strategy, the best strategy for yourself, learning things, learning becomes easier. So it really doesn't matter if you're writing stories, or if you're making movies or YouTube videos, or trying to become a decent performer in whatever art form it is. You have to learn this, and you do this by practicing well and by actually doing it. And this is kind of an experience that comes over time, especially younger people. I used to be a young folk to myself, you're dreaming a lot, and you have high ideals about your goals, and about yourself also, and about what you want to do in life. And it's easy to vision yourself being the next David Copperfield or the next, probably a lot of Chris Ramsey fans and teenagers, they're like, I want to be as awesome as Chris Ramsey, for example. He's about to hit 2 million subscribers very soon, and this is quite a reach. So you have this vision about yourself, and then you start learning things, and you're trying to achieve your goals, your visions, and then eventually you realize, hey, that's not so easy to do. And this takes a lot of dedication, a lot of focus, and a lot of practice, a lot of energy. And this is where eventually folks drop out. I dropped out. Quite some things I did just because of that, because my ideals were too high, and I were attempting things or trying to do stuff that were so far away from where I was actually at a skill level, at my mindset, and at my priorities. Get your priorities straight. And I'm not meaning that you have to model your priorities in order what you want to do. Of course, that's important, but the first thing you got to do is to be honest about what your priorities actually are, And maybe they are just hanging out with your friends and telling stupid jokes, because that's the phase of your life where you're at right now. And if this is a high priority, be aware about this, and then level this with your goal, becoming next David Copperfield or whatever, But now I just didn't really answer your question, I guess, Brian Rappert. Writing and magic are related absolutely when it comes to storytelling, because it's a huge part of the art form of magic, of performing stage and tricks, to tell a story, an engaging story, to come up with a plot or a pattern, and this is very close to each other. And then also your imagination plays a huge role in this. So I guess as a writer, you train your imagination, and as a magician, you also have to train your imagination. At least you have to be aware about the onlooker's point of view and what they are experiencing. It's very, very important. It's not only what you can do with your hands or how you feel about the situation. It's so much more important what's happening in the spectator's mind. Plavon Pires writes, hi, I'm from Bangladesh. Hey man, how are you doing? What's going on in Bangladesh? That's amazing. I'm broadcasting from Berlin. It's the first time you've seen a live session. Yeah, well, welcome to the show. That's amazing. This is, by the way, actually the 13th time I'm doing this. Can you imagine this? And right now, that's pretty much the only thing I'm doing here on YouTube, because I just don't have freaking time to shoot crisp tutorials. Neo and DS. I only want to be the best I can with everything I learn. That's absolutely a good way to start it, you know. I'm poorly math, and I'm now in the process of learning magic. I do have a question though. What is your favorite deck of cards? Well, my favorite deck of cards, I don't really have a 100% favorite. The quality of cards these days is so good. Pretty much every deck should do the job. However, you know, there are personal subjective preferences. So I'm always good with a tally-ho. Tally-ho, love tally-hos. And then there is this bicycle Lotus bag I just fell in love with pretty much the other day. Also a good bees are also really nice for me. And then of course standard bicycle deck, which now is invisible. No, you can look through this. Look at this. See my face? No, you don't see my face. I'm so stupid. Okay, everybody's fine. I'm fine too. Bangladesh, that's crazy. That's awesome. So guys, you get a deck of cards out, and then and then you practice whatever it is you're practicing right now, and feel free to share this with me. I'm really curious. So, what is killing me? Because that's what the thumbnail says. This is killing me. There are different things that might become obstacles, problems, troubles in your way. And one thing that is, there are moves out there, and this might be something very different to you than to me, that are just killing you. From the very first moment, it feels like that's impossible. I mean, at a certain level, pretty much everything you start with cards or with coins or with gimmicks sometimes feels like, oh man, this is so much more difficult than expected. That's usually the case. But the more you progress in your learning process, things getting easier, right? But sometimes, just sometimes, I'm saying, there are these moves. Yeah, they're just not you. What the hell, you know? And for me, for example, this is the Les Paul spread. You guys know the Les Paul spread? I love this so much. It's such a beautiful way spreading a deck of cards. So looks so beautiful. As a matter of fact, the other day I watched a Chris Ramsey video, one of his latest uploads, and it starts with kind of a collage of some flourishing moves, and of course he's performing a Les Paul spread within the whole cut, within the whole thing, and then I don't know, 4K crisp quality, slow motion with nice music, and then you see all these cards jumping from the fingertips, you know, flying into the air and creating this beautiful shape, and I was thinking, yeah man, the Les Paul spread is so awesome. So I got back to it, and again it was like that. Jesus. It just feels like crap in my hands. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is with me and the Les Paul spread, but it feels impossible. Now here's the thing, I'm a pretty pragmatic guy, and I don't really need the Les Paul spread. So this is something where I'm okay with that, you know. Eventually, at one point, I'm going to learn it. But for laymen, usually a nice in-hand spread absolutely does the job. You do it like this, bang, and laymen already, what? Or do a table riffle when you table's ribbon spread when you're working on at a table, and this is for laymen. This is magic, you know. The easiest thing. So there are so many other things on my list that I actually want to learn And I want to get it at my fingertips. So the Les Paul spread is pretty low, pretty down at the list. But I still wanted to would love to do it. Would love to be able to do it. But this thing is just, for me, it's kind of beyond of reach. I don't know what it is, but I just don't get it at my hands. It's killing me. You guys know a move like this where it's just not the move and you're not coming together? So, we just crashed here. I just saw this. I hope everything's cool. First crash for today. Eventually this is going to happen again. I'm very sorry, guys, okay? The internet, my connection is actually pretty okay. So I was just wondering, I was just telling the story that I have huge problems with the Les Paul spread since I ever encountered it, and up until today it feels like I will never make it. Or that I will have to put a lot of practice into this. Much more practice that I want to invest, because there's so many other things on my list. You guys got a move like this? Let me know in the comments. Jack Jefferson, hello from Greece. Wow, Greece, how are you doing, man? Jefferson, I am trying to make my double lift good. I chose to push, of course, that my natural way to push is single card. Is it good for a beginner to start with this lift or another? Jack Jefferson, if you look into the info cards of this video, when you go with the cursor on there, you will find a tutorial series by me. All you need to know about the double lift, it comes with an introduction video which introduces you to the 4 different double lifts, respectively double turnovers I work with and I think are absolutely useful. And then it goes from the best beginner option over the best working solution with a strike double lift, and then it shows you a little fancy kind of double lift which is very suitable for a larger crowd. If you're performing for a group of, I don't know, 5 to 10 people and you are circled around. Check this tutorial series out, this might help you very much. And of course, the pushover double lift is the absolutely thing you want to, this is the end, you know, this is the end of the learning process, and all the other double lifts available and explained in detail in this tutorial series will get you there. But of course, you cannot start practicing pushing 2 cards like one. You can practice this. You cannot start practicing this early enough. Okay, camera is off here again. Turn the camera on. So we got currently 9 folks viewing. Okay, that's great. Welcome everybody. Yeah, there are some Schlin and Neon Diaz are already giving you tips, guys. Feel free to discuss the subject in the chat. Once again, in the info cards up there. Wait a minute, let me do it here. Right there, where my finger is in the little box here. Right there in the little box, you will find the link for the tutorial series. So, the Les Paul spread, it was something that is just killing me. However, there's something else that's sometimes feels like being the end of it. And this is something that happens not only in Magic, you know? The last 10%, you know, some people say it's the last 5% or the last 20%, let's make it the last 10% of mastering something takes more time and more energy sometimes than the 90% beforehand. And this is very crucial in Magic. I've been practicing, for example, for a very, very long time now, false dealing, bottom dealing, second dealing, and Leonard Green's laser dealing. And took me quite a while and took me really hard work to get this at least to a certain level. But now the last 10%, the progress is happening so slowly and it's really frustrating. And then you're sitting there for months now, or I'm sitting there for months now, and I'm going like, it cannot be that it's still not working properly. But that's just how it is, because it's so delicate, so defined muscle movements, embedded in a very constant So we crashed again, and here I am again. I hope you didn't miss so much. I was now saying there's another thing that's killing me, and that's the last 10% of something, of a skill you're just about to learn. And these last 10% sometimes take more effort and time than the 90% beforehand. I was just exemplifying this with false dealing techniques, with the second dealing, bottom dealing, and Leonard Green's laser dealing. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And this is something you just have to walk through. You just have to maintain your focus and your faith. Yes, actually faith. Because it really feels like you're not getting there, although you already invested so much time and energy and effort. And why is that? Because, of course, these techniques are so defined. There's so defined muscle movements, so tiny micro motions with your fingers embedded into a real natural, into real smooth overall motion. And then you also got to be completely loose, chatting with your audience and stuff. So this really requires this final practice, which takes a long time. And this is where I'm at, and just saying, be prepared. The past, for example, is one of these techniques also, where you might encounter this last 10% being extremely annoying. So, for example, let's stay here with this dealing example. So when I'm dealing, this is supposed to look something like this, and these are regular top deals, right? Something like this. And now you have to get this motion, you know, when you go onto the table, right? This motion, you get to integrate these sneaky moves for the second deal and the bottom deal. And this, and we go crashing again. Now this has been the, I don't know, this has been the 5th time or something. Okay, this is just experience. Today it's Tuesday, it's 3:30 p.m. Berlin time, how you say, GMT +1. And yeah, my internet sucks. I'm so sorry, guys. But we're still good. 12 folks viewing. We are talking about obstacles, troubles, difficulties, challenges on our way becoming a decent performer of card magic. Stuff that's killing us on the way. There are moves you might never learn because from the very beginning, something's wrong with it, you know? Don't stumble over these, just put them aside. But do not mistake them for moves that are difficult anyways, or moves that, or the general experience practicing things that it's always difficult at the beginning, and then you have a pretty decent flow of events, you progress pretty nicely, and it's fun because you realize you're progressing, and then the last 10% start being super annoying again. So I was now giving this example. So we're talking about dealing, right? And then you have a situation like this. You're dealing cards, and these are regular deals. And now you want to integrate these sneaky moves that come with bottom dealing or with second dealing. And this is a lot of practice. So first of all, you've got to manage, for example, for the bottom deal, these motions to push the bottom card, you know, up front and then bring it onto the table. This is the first practice session. And then you get this done, but look at my fingers here. Look at my fingers flying underneath, so the angles are not right. My fingers are flying, all the cards coming from the bottom right now, and I can do it, but I cannot use it like that. It sucks. So how do I get this? How do I get this? into something that's working. It is a lot of practice now, actually, with the camera. And so right now, what I'm practicing only is to swing with my left arm to the center of the body, and in thus motion, pushing the card forward, like I would actually for dealing, and then getting the timing, the exact timing for my hands to come together. And only when they're in this position, I do the pushing motion of the bottom card. Bang, there you go. Now, to get this down and right, so that you nail it 100%, that's a long, frustrating practice ahead for me. And it will be for you if you try this. And as I'm saying again, 90%, pretty decent. It's hard at the beginning always, you know, to get this motion here, this motion, pushing the bottom card forward. It feels so weird at the beginning, so difficult. If you make it, then you're walking through and you're progressing, and then the last 10% are killing me. This is killing me. Same for the second deal. And then of course, especially for this beautiful way of vanishing cards, like you're dealing. Now I'm just looking here what I'm doing, like this, you know, just vanishing these cards. It's just wonderful. It's one of the most beautiful things. I wanted to do this, and especially the top card is the most difficult one here, but then it goes when you got it, and then it's just such an illusion. It's so wonderful. Took me a long time to get to this point, but now the last 10% are killing me, because for how I want to use it, I need to get it down to at least 13 cards, absolutely secure, and I have to figure out all the angles, because this is something very angle sensitive. So here I am sitting with the camera, using also a mirror, doing this very slowly, trying to speed up the process to, you know, get this really nice. And you can see this now. I'm not holding them the way I want to have them, but still I can do it. Like, oh, this looks so nice, and done. You know, of course, this is just an illusion because all the cards stay the same. You know, except of course if I do this for real, magically, and all the cards are now vanishing in plain sight. Isn't that insane? Look at this. You can just see it, how it's happening. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Last 10% are killing me. You know, so here I go, less pulse spread from the very beginning. It's not working in my hands, okay? Put this aside. And after mastering the basics, and I've got a tutorial series for all the basics on my channel, especially for all you beginners out there, I decided I want to master, I want to be a card sharp. I want to be a guy who knows these false dealing techniques, which are, by the way, one of the most difficult things to learn. So I invest my time in that. I make progress for 90% of the time practicing. And then the last 10%, I feel like a bloody beginner again, and I'm spending a lot of time. I'm just sharing all of this with you guys because I want you to really get an idea about how difficult it is, so that you're not despair on the way and drop out, because magic is a beautiful art form. It's a beautiful way of expressing yourself. Working with cards is kind of a meditation, and I believe it's good for you. So that's why I'm doing this, right? So, John Murray writes, "Hi OTHMARIUS, love this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm working hard to make this fun for everybody and productive for everybody, and I'm trying to make it just the best I can. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really excited about YouTube. After all these years I'm on the platform, and after all the crazy things I've witnessed on the platform, and after all the frustration I've been through with this platform, you know? Okay. Plavon Pierce writes, "What would be the best deck of cards for beginners?" It's a question that comes very often. It's a bicycle, standard bicycle, you know, don't worry about anything else. Standard bicycle deck, red or blue, doesn't matter. If you can lay your hands on a tally-ho, it's also really nice. And also the classic Bs, the ones I'm using here right now, are also really good cards you can use. However, Bs don't have a, my English legs. eine Kante, einen Rand. Here this, how you call this in English? I don't know. Okay, let's change this. By the way, this is quite a new deck. New B deck. Really nice. Love this very much. Working now with the Lotus playing cards. Bicycle Lotus playing cards. A wonderful deck of cards. So, once again, I'm doing this. This is also really important for motivation, right? You want to know why are you practicing this? Okay, so make a fine selection of effects you like. Yeah, you saw, and then figure out what's the best technique to set them in motion, and then practice these techniques. It really helps. Never do something as an means in itself. Nothing we do in magic is a means in itself. It's all layers of deception, things that are building upon each other, and we are putting them upon each other to create illusions, So know what you're doing, know what you're practicing for. And I really have a huge variety of ideas I want to use this for, That's why I'm going through this pain of the last 10% practicing this, although it's killing me. And here, the first card is the most difficult. So the first card gotta come down really good. And so I'm usually, although I'm aiming for a huge portion of cards, I'm usually doing only the top 5 or top 3 right now in this phase of practicing, because the first card needs to come down just right. Yeah. Not telling you any other details about this, because this is not mine to teach. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So 9 folks viewing. Everybody welcome. This is amazing. Let me hit you once again with the trailer. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe. So the last 10%, where does this come from? From experience, Brian Rappert. I know motivational people always say this, and I don't know, it's 20%, 5% or something. This is not an accurate number. This is just a number. This is just a it's just a reference for an amount of time and effort and the emotional experience you make. And practicing, for example, these laser deals, or let it be any slide, there is this first phase where you really got to figure out what is happening. What do you have? How do you have to hold the cards? What are the details, the micro motions, the micro muscle movements, and so on, and the accurate position of the cards, the right amount of pressure at the right time, and so on. And you figure this out, and this is a lot of focus, so this feels very exhausting, and it's intense, so you really focus on what you're doing. And then after you solve the riddle, you got the idea, and you start. And we talked about this before, these at least 2 different phases of practice. You start to try to get this at your fingertips, to make this a subconscious skill, something you can do without paying attention to it. And this is a practice time that feels pretty easy. Take some time, and you're getting better, and you're getting better, and you feel you're getting better. And then there comes a point where you actually want to perform it or embed it into something else, and you now need to really master it. You now need to have it 100% down, so that it looks, because this is magic, you create the illusion or you don't. Yeah. So you gotta know how to do it, right? And now you try this out, putting this into a routine, trying to put some pattern on it or some other things, making it entertaining. And then you test this out with a camera or with a mirror, and then you realize, Jesus, you see my fingers here, or I'm flashing here. And then you have to step back, and then you have to really focus again on what is actually happening. And then you have to readjust. And that is that is these 10% I was talking about, this last phase to master a skill. And it takes a lot of time and it's super frustrating. And it's killing. And this is where a lot of people drop out, or people that have not learned how to practice or have not learned how to learn actually, they think, or they enter this delusional state of mind where they think they know it already, and then they do their thing. And eventually then you have Chris Ramsey making a video of reviewing bad magic. I believe he got a lot of heat for this. But there's nothing more cringy than a magician who is not aware about that his illusions don't work. It's really cringy. It's really like, dude, I can see it. Why don't you realize that you're just like bumming right now, you know? Happens. So this is the last 10%. This is not from me. This is it's out there for quite a while, but I reference to it because it's true from my own experience. So I'm having a nice time here. I'm so happy you guys tuning in on a Tuesday at this time. What time are you still around? Plabon Piris, are you still around? What time is it in Bangladesh right now? I'm curious. Because it's midday in Berlin. It's now 3:45 p.m. GMT +1. And there's only 40 minutes of sun left today, and then it's going to be pitch black. Ah!
What will it be like to go to sleep and wake up? And if you think long enough about
So by the way, let me tease you a little bit here. We're starting 2019 with a mashup and a deck giveaway 5K celebration, and then I want to do a tutorial series with pretty much this setup on the basics of card table work. So we're gonna show you in detail how to do this beautiful table riffle, and this is going to be a blend between the techniques taught in the Royal Road to Card Magic and in Erdney's Expert at the Card Table. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into this, and there's some really nice tips I'm gonna share with you guys in this tutorial. And of course then we're going to walk through some really nice table cuts, this beautiful table double undercut, which is a very, very deceptive move, and then this beautiful baby here, just wonderful. You won't fool magicians with that, but laymen, what do laymen know? You know, they just love watching this, and they are completely convinced about this being a full-blown genuine cut. And then of course something like this, the so-called up to the ladder. What a beautiful thing. Gonna show you in detail how to do this, how to learn this. Of course, we're gonna take a look at the ribbon thread with this beautiful flourish, a classic in card magic. You do that, and you're going to have your spectators really having a great time. You know, laymen love this very much. Do this, and you're a professional already in their eyes. You know. And of course, then I'm going to show you the very, very the correct way of dealing cards for the special needs of magicians. This would be something like this. Yes, this is how you do it. Never, guys, never deal cards with the tip of your finger, right? Don't do that. Even if you want to throw them, don't do this. This is a really, really bad habit, okay? Don't do it. It's really wrong. So, what else? What else want to do in this tutorial? So then there's going to be a tutorial series the beginning of 2019, where I want to show you my favorite card productions. And of course, it's this magical one here where you take a piece of your, take a hair of yours, and then you throw it around like a lasso, and then you pull the card out of the center of the deck. Very beautiful, magical. Then of course the pop-up. Let me see if I can make this work right now. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, magical 8 of diamonds, you know. This one I like very much. And then there's also a very simple one like this. Check, you got a card out of the center of the deck. Beautiful, beautiful way of, very easy, of cutting a card out of the center of the deck. And then of course I want to show you this one here. This is also very nice to have the card kind of jump to the top of the deck. So you can use this like this. If we have a joker at the top of the deck, I like the joker very much, because you know the joker is a joker, because if you put it in the center of the deck, the joker says joke's on me, because it comes jumping back to the top right there, the joker. Guaranteed magical appearance, the joker. It's very nice also. And then what else? This one here, this is also a very nice one. With the snap, the joker jumps around. I want to show you how to do this. Very easy. And then of course the top shot, if I know it by then, because I haven't mastered it yet, as you can see. Now imagine this would be a live performance. I would suck so bad. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. Why isn't that working? I can do this actually. Here we go. Bang. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna practice this now, right now, because this was just failure on the whole premise. Guys, my name is OTHMARIUS, and this is just what I do. Why? OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe. Alrighty, right. We got 7 folks viewing right now on a Tuesday, 6th of November. It is 3:50 p.m. Berlin, GMT +1. People are tuning in from all over the globe again, and this is crazy. Thank you so much, guys. At right here and right now, I want to thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me that you guys are tuning in, practicing cards with me together, listening to what I say. Please do not take this as the last word. All I'm saying, every word I speak, just take this as an inspiration, as an input for your own thought process, right? Always be critical, always be skeptical, always make up your own mind, okay? Do not, never, ever believe a word anybody says, just blindly, okay? Just keep your brain cells fresh all the time. Think about it. What is your experience? Does this match with what I've seen in the world of magic so far, right? And if not, hit the keys, let me know about it, or you have something to add. I'm really, really curious about your point of view, because the very most important thing in magic is the ability to switch point of views from different reference points. You have to be in control of everything, right? Because you want to create an illusion, and you don't do this by chance. You do this by manipulating points of view, by manipulating attention, and therefore you need to go to all these places and see it from this perspective, you know. And this is not only something that's true for visual or sensual aspects. It's also about emotions. It's also about beliefs, you know. And that's why magic is such a beautiful art form. And everybody who studies magic has an opportunity to really get an insight into the matters of life, as a matter of fact. And you know, magic is also very, very related to science, to questioning the affairs around us and trying to understand it and to make it workable for our interest, you know. So that's what we're actually dealing with, besides enjoying ourselves, practicing cards. And if you're looking for a girlfriend, you know, making the kiss card trick, you know that? I don't know. I'm not doing things like that, you know. I don't like touching people. Like these fake healers. Okay, guys. Hit you with the trailer once again. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe. So, turning the music up a little bit. Going into a cigarette break. So we are doing this about 56 minutes now. It's really great. Currently 8 folks viewing. Guys, my name is OTHMARIUS. Thank you so much for tuning in. What is it you're practicing right now? What are you, when you're watching this right now, what are you doing live? Are you practicing cards, or are you watching this mobile, or watching this on your desktop? What's going on? Let me know your situation, please. I'm really curious, because this is such a crazy technology. I'm broadcasting here live from Berlin, the capital of Germany. It's 3:54 p.m. GMT +1, and that's so cool that we're doing this. Aha, this is the new thing of the YouTube. Just stopping the play, stopping the music. We stopped it now. Do you want to keep on listening to it, or do you want to pay $9.99? Plabon Pyrrhus practicing tricks with the worst deck of cards. What is the worst deck of cards? Can you lay your hands on a bicycle deck in Bangladesh? And what would it cost in Bangladesh? Would it be expensive? Let me know about this. And you know, this is a new big thing. India and Asian continent is really hitting hard on YouTube now. PewDiePie fighting to stay #1 against T-Series. You might have heard about it. And you know, this is there's really an economical gap between us still in the world, of course, and YouTube or a format like this is like kind of going over this, and I'm very well aware about the fact that I have access to resources other people just don't have, who share the same passion, who just love the same thing. And I think it's just not fair, you know. And also that's why I'm really happy to be able to share a little bit of my knowledge here for free on the platform for now. I'm pretty cool with this because magic is such a beautiful art form, and it is a language which works across all borders. And yeah, this is just fantastic. So your parents are not so interested in magic. Don't you worry, Plabon Pyrrhus. You're not meant to do this for your parents or for your friends or family, you know? You're meant to do this for strangers. That's the challenge. Coming right back to you guys. So let's try this one out. No, where here I am, you guys. Well, let's go for this one. So as we got a nice chat going on here. This is really epic. I love this so much. And still, my channel is kind of cozy about hitting 5K subscribers by the end of the year, but maybe by the end of December. Looking forward. Because of that, we're gonna start 2019, of course, with a deck giveaway, a little celebration. Maybe I do this live, probably. And because this is really an intimate group, now I know some of you folks coming back pretty much to any time I upload, so, or I do go live. So Ether565 Magic, while you're still here, or Brian Rappert, Neon Diaz. I know you guys, at least from your nicknames and from what you throw at me in the chat. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. It's a cozy, tiny community, and I really love this because right now we really can, you know, be pretty intimate. I couldn't even imagine, you know, doing a live stream with you know, the chat going completely through. When you see big time YouTubers going live, and then there's actually, you can't even read one comment. I believe they have an option for content creators where you can make people wait for 30 seconds or 60 seconds before they can comment another one. But probably if there is thousands of people tuning in, even that's not enough. And they got the super chat option, you know, so then people actually need to pay money for their comment to be seen for a longer time, which is, yeah, it's so cool for us content creators. But, you know, this is kind of, you know, monetizing communication, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So, but what can you do? Yono Murray asked me to show my favorite math tricks. I don't know any math tricks, actually. I'm a sleight of hand guy. I've decided to be the guy that can do pretty awesome stuff with a deck given. Yeah, maybe there are some really nice math tricks that might come in handy, but I never paid attention to those really. But I believe there's a place for them, and if you how you say, if you study those, you might be able to create a really astonishing routine with basically needing with no need for any difficult or advanced sleight of hand, which is also very nice. Yeah, if you know some, please share them in the comments right now, or in the link in the chat, or in the comments of this video. Your favorite math tricks, if you know a couple, I'd love to know them. It was never something I was really interested in, but yeah, there's also a channel, a YouTube channel, I don't know what's called now, but like these are some math nerds, and they are number files, I believe this channel is called. If you don't know, it's called Number Files, and they are, you know, talking about numbers and math, and this is such a great channel because, oh man, there's the world of mathematics is so beautiful. And so strange if you're not a math geek, you know. For example, I watched a video of them, and they were explaining, using mathematics, that there are different kinds of eternity. What? And stuff like this, I usually take this as an inspiration for telling some bullshit stories during my performances. You know, I like to present some crazy narrative, you know, something like, did you know there are different shapes of eternity? There's not only one eternity, there's eternity within eternity, and let me show you this with the cards or something like this. And people usually think this is really funny, you know. Yeah, nice. So here we are, drinking water. Usually when it's later, I'm having a cold one, but not about this time. You know, that would be irresponsible. So I will go into a final little practice session for myself, and I'm going to start with this top shot, which I just completely failed. a few minutes ago, guys. Top shot. Let's go for it. And here's the thing, I'm a stand-up guy also. Usually I work standing, and I practice for standing situations. And the height of my desk and the chair I'm using here right now, I have this problem that I actually don't get into the best angle for the moves I do. I always realize this when I do this live streams here. So now I just destroyed this card. Jono Murray, love that channel. Thank you so much for the kind words. Please, do you know any mathematical card tricks? Let me know in the comments, and I look into this. And of course, we all know, if you are looking for mathematical card tricks, I believe this is still a really good source to go. Mismake 822. And by the way, I owe the guy because I started my stuff on YouTube winning the Christmas contest 2012 hosted by Mismake 822. I did a trick. It's the second upload on my channel. I called it Santa's card or Satan's card, where I would do a revelation, burning a 7 of spades, I believe, and then have a blank card magically with the ashes of the card appear. It's go onto my channel page and then go to oldest videos and you find it if you haven't seen it. It's my third most viewed video with over 13k views, I believe. Yeah, but anyways, Mismake has a lot of mathematical card tricks out there, so if you're interested in that, you probably find something there. I have a mellow day. I had a crazy last week, working every day, also the weekends, like really exhausting. So yesterday was really mellow, and also today I got a good portion of sleep, 9 hours. And then I just had a really good breakfast, and then I just took a shower and then I set this all up. So I'm in a really mellow mood right now, really relaxed. Although I told you before, Christmas season is coming at us, and this is a lot of work ahead, a lot of work ahead, which I might document. Jono Murray, with these mathematical tricks, or the so-called self-working card tricks, which are really amazing. There's some really cool feats of card magic out there, but especially when there is a lot of dealing out cards, and I don't know, working with packages and stuff. You really need to tell a nice story. You really need to engage with your audience, and you really need to have your audience getting involved into what is happening. Otherwise, these tricks tend to bore people, or easily bore people. So be really selective with what you choose there, and if you find a really nice one that creates a beautiful effect, an impossible situation or an impossible end result, make it work for yourself. This is the most important about these self-working card tricks, to really come up with a performance that suits your persona the best, and that's really entertaining. It is, by the way, also a very nice way of practicing performing magic, because if you do something sleight of hand based, if you do a card trick with the pass, for example, and then you have this stress in your head, and you're working towards this moment where you shall not fail, and especially beginners of the art form who do not have a lot of performance experience, they will not enjoy themselves so much doing this, and practicing performing with self-working tricks, mathematical tricks, really does the job and really helps. I did Plabon Pyrrhus. When did you start learning card magic? It is 15 years ago or something. I'm not in for a very long time. Or maybe even longer now, 17. I don't know. But it's not such a long time actually. I did a lot of things before that, so I came very late to magic. Accidentally, I met a magician in a pub, and the guy blew my head away with a really nice impromptu close-up set with everything, with coins and sponge balls and a little card routine and a shower of lighters. He would make a lighter appear in a sense, and this with no ad. I remember this live performance. So I was standing right next to the guy, and he completely blew my mind. And after that, we had a cold one together, and we started talking, and we kind of one thing led to another, and then he started showing me some magic. And then he was looking for a place to stay in town, so I offered him a place to stay in my apartment for about a month, and that's how I got really into magic, because he was showing me a lot then. And from the very beginning, I got on the right track, because this has been a performer who really does this for years, going out in pubs and bars and on the streets performing magic. So there was no fancy stuff going on, no camera, no work, focus on camera, everything designed, everything specialized on real life, rough performance situation. And because of that, I was able to make proper choices, what I want to learn or not want to learn, so that I was enabled to make quite progress, although I've started out really late. So, Brian Rapids, you are always giving me such great input. Where are we here? Here. So, Brian Rapid, you're writing, I have used self-working maths-based tricks, but I find they are best slipped in with lots of other kinds of tricks. After the audience already has the idea that you are doing the tricks by some other means, you can distract away attention from the numerical basis for maths tricks. Of course, this is true. This is, here we are. This is true. Let's go here. This is true for all magic. Magic really becomes powerful. And illusions really start to blow people's minds if you are combining methods. And then people just can follow you back, so it's a combination. The most powerful magic is done with the combinations of methods. All the whole mentalism style works with this blend of different methods, and then people just can't trace it back. That's one thing. And then the other thing is that you want to create a situation where the method isn't a topic at all anyways. And that, of course, you do by coming up with an engaging, interesting, and entertaining narrative, a story, or performance. So the minds of the onlookers, the minds of your audience, is occupied with your performance, with what you're saying, with the images you give them, and with the story you give them, and they are imagining all this stuff, and then you hit them with these illusions, and the illusions are just the means for creating this overall experience of the performance so the performance is the whole thing, and the illusion is just part of it. And if you create the situation, people are not really asking, or should not really be asking, how is it done? Of course, there's always this specific obnoxious and annoying individual, especially in a close-up set, that will heckle you, and this happens sometimes, even if they have no clue, and even if they don't know what they're talking about, they will still come at you like, I know how you did it like this and that. And this is even if they are completely wrong, this is still worse, because now you have the rest of the audience think about the method, which they should never do. It's not about the method. You're not concerned with the method, they are not concerned with the method, because it's about creating the illusions as a byplay within this whole thing you're building up, this whole interaction, this whole narrative, this whole experience you've got together, you know. And then people they just had a great time. That's what it's all about. Laughter, enjoyment, amusement, astonishment, and then that was a nice. The time I decided to put my attention to this guy with the cards or the coins or whatever was worth it. Thank you so much. In the best case scenario, if you want to be a professional, you know, getting some money for this, you know. So there comes a point where the method doesn't really matter. And another tip, I'm saying this all the time, don't become a magician that tries to hide things that need no hiding, because you are only think in a magician's mindset. Laymen, and that's why they're called laymen, have no idea about mathematical principles, stalking techniques. Hell, man, I don't even know any of these stalking techniques. Just some, but not really. I've never also this is something I never really went into. And then you have a performer that blows your mind, and then it's like, yeah, what could it be? Was it a special sleight of hand, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for a layman. It doesn't matter. They don't know these things. So you make it as easy. You make it as easy as possible for yourself. You try to create the strongest effect, the strongest illusions with the easiest means at your hands, present time you're doing this, and you put the rest of effort or the rest of energy or focus onto the whole performance, your presentation, your story you tell, the ability to chit-chat, interact with your audience, because you're in a live situation and people react, they come at you. You know, you will never be able in a live close-up situation to go through with your thing, and it's the worst you can do. If people come at you with something, there are interaction, they're actually going with you, they're following with you, and they want to participate on the thing, and then you just, you know, block them away, and because you need to go through your thing, because you want to be right there when you do your pass or something, you know. No. You got to be really loose and really interacting with the people and being ready to, you know, go with the flow. And that's a challenge, and that's why you should make it as easy as possible for yourself, and always realize they have no idea what you are up to, what you are planning. You're always at least one step ahead, and that's how you designed it, and so you can be loose and cool and natural. I know I'm preaching again, and I know it's so much easier to say all this than to actually do it. And you don't want to see me, you know, when I get a nervous breakdown during a performance or something, or sometimes this happens, you know, people are like, oh, you're the card guy, you want to show us a trick or something, and you pull out, you're super confident, you pull out a trick. This is the freakiest thing when this happens to me, and then I do it, and I have an idea, it's okay, I'll do this, and I don't know. And then the first two things I do, they work so well, and people are so excited, and then I get nervous about it, because, oh no, I'm killing it, and now I'm killing it. It's really... Okay, YouTube was of the opinion that I was talking too much bullshit, or I wonder. I'm supposed to practice more. And now the camera is overheating. Jesus Christ, this is falling to pieces here right now. This is falling to pieces. So, I need to turn the camera off for a second. So now the time has come that more and more people are shuffling in, so to say. So welcome Fritz Meyer, and welcome, I don't know, man. Hi, man. I just can't pronounce this. I just can't pronounce your name. How will I say? What I call you? I can't read that. I'm super sorry. I can't read that. No, I have not seen Eric Chian's performance. Which performance are you referring to? I am not, right now I'm not following a lot of Magic. I'm not watching a lot of Magic. Because I'm working on the material, I decided to master, and and my schedule is so crazy full. Basically, I don't have any time to watch other magicians. And right now I'm in a state, because there's so many things I want to learn, and I've talked about this. This is killing me, you know. This is killing me. I'm having such final phases of practice on so many levels that I'm so frustrated so many times doing this. It really costs all my focus to be with the cards and to get this down. Right now, watching other magicians frustrates me even more, because it's like, how did I get there? You know? Although I really love watching other magicians, because I take other performances usually as a huge inspiration, and I'm really not envious about it. You know, when somebody is successful, I just love this. I love when people are successful with what they love doing, especially if it's an art form, a beautiful art form like magic. But this is true for me also for paintings or for painters or musicians or whatever, any kind of artist. Everybody who's being creative, who's doing something creative, or who's helping the world who's helping to make the world a better place with their thoughts, with their mouth, with their hands, with their performances, with their work, you know. And they're successful. I appreciate it, because there's so many people that are destructive and making a lot of money with actually destructive things, you know, selling weapons, exploiting the planet, exploiting work labor, and so on. And I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck all these people, you know. I hope they drown in their money. So I usually watch Magic performance to get inspired, and I enjoy it very much. But right now I'm in a phase where I don't get the feel, because, dude, I've got so many things on my plate, on my table, so I'm not watching. So I didn't watch the performance you are referring to, or maybe I did and I just can't remember it right now. Yeah, there's a lot of magic going on television, right? With Penn and Teller, with Fool Us, and then on these talent shows, there's a lot of magicians performing. Although, quite honestly, I don't like any of these formats. I don't like Fool Us, I don't like the general idea of the show, and I don't like these talent shows, because they always put a jury between the audience and the performer, and I think this totally sucks. I don't know who are these assholes, you know, to decide if a show of a performance was good or not. I don't really like it. At least from German standards, the people who are in the jury, I mean, they have been successful maybe in their fields, making a lot of money, but they have never created. I've never seen somebody sitting in the jury generally creating something unique and beautiful. But it's all mainstream bullshit. So fuck these formats. Quite honestly, now I'm ranting about this. I don't have a television since 1996. I moved out from my home, and I didn't take a television with me, because I couldn't take it away from my mother. And then I didn't have the money to buy one, because probably I would have bought one, because I was completely addicted to television. So, and then I found out that I all of a sudden I had these 3 or 4 hours a day free. What am I doing? I started playing chess by the time, actually. Played chess for quite a while, because there was so much time at my hands, you know, and switching from 4 hours television, you know, getting you brainwashed by companies and the governments, to playing chess, you know, was the best thing I did in my life. Quite seriously. So turn off your television, guys, and turn off all mainstream outlets and weird conspiracy channels. Focus on make smart consumer decisions, okay? There are awesome people out there that are focusing on creating something beautiful. They are transparent in what they do. They have a rational thought process and not going into extremes, and they're not crazy, and they have a respectable set of values. And these are the content creators we should support, and everybody else should go to hell, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm totally out of my league here right now. So Plabon Pierce asked me if I have an Instagram account. I don't have an Instagram. I'm an old man. I just managed to have it to be on Facebook and Twitter, but I'm not really good at it. By the way, No Nut November was so frustrating. I came up with my first own meme, and I posted it on Dank Meme Society, and I got 4 likes, and that was nice. But never like a meme that's an insult, actually. Right? Guys, I'm so crazy again here. I'm losing completely my... This is what happens, you know. This is what happens when you... Creativity, it's chaos. Creativity, that's just, you know, going with the flow. Just come up with things, exploiting new territories, you know. Saying things you have never said before, thinking things you've never thought before, trying out stuff you've never done before, you know, and then maybe trying to learn something from it, you know. So keep turning back the camera on. Should be cooled down. Yeah, that's better. So. Nine folks currently viewing, and we're doing this about 1.5 hours probably. There you go. Top shot. Guys, some of you haven't been around. I just tried to do Top Shot and then I completely failed. And so I said, we're gonna practice this more. I hope you make this quality time. I hope you guys are practicing cards while listening to me. Okay, am I crashing again here? No, I have good quality. Everything's nice. Yeah. Well, Plowborn Peters, if you can't lay a hand on a decent deck of cards, I'm really sorry for you. Try to make it work with what you got, you know, and then, you know, try to get a deck of cards. It's somehow. Next deck giveaway on my channel is going down probably in January, because then my channel will have hit 5K subscribers milestone, and so we're gonna start. This is going to happen approximately at the beginning of at the end of December 2018. So we're going to start 2019 with a mashup, look in the future, and a deck giveaway. I'm going to give away, because this is a huge milestone, I'm going to give away some nice decks of cards. So Plebon Purius, you make sure to hit the subscribe button. And next to the subscribe button, the notification bell, which ensures that you will be notified when I upload this video. Or doing this live stream. Probably I'm gonna do this live. How is your experience right now? Because it looks like that there are buffering times in there. 11 people currently viewing. Am I getting through to you? Where are you watching from? How old are you? What time is it? What is your favorite deck of cards? What are you practicing right now? What's your level? Are you a beginner? Are you an intermediate? Let me know. And thank you all so much for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. This is so much fun. And I'm actually practicing so much that after 1.5 hours, I mean, I haven't been practicing all the time. I've been talking a lot of bullshit. Usually after 1 hour, 1.5 hours with cards, there's a shift of consciousness, of experience, and then you get into kind of a meditation kind of groove. And of course, if you're really practicing true, I mean, a couple of hours, solitary cards, you will experience your hands getting tired. So. And also, I believe there is a delay in the whole thing here. So I'm really getting through here. Although actually everything seems to be fine. I don't know why I'm buffering, why all of this is not working so fluently. But still, I got currently 9 people viewing. I guess we crashed again in between. I don't know, man. I don't know where are you? How much delay there is? There's a lot of delay now happening. I don't know, it's crazy. So I'm just keep on practicing and I'm talking, and then you guys going to respond in the chat probably 1 hour later. It's so frustrating here. Yeah. So now I'm getting some feedback here in the chat. That's cool. Guys, you need to let me know if this is still working. My status is good, but the preview shows me that it's buffering all the time. Man, I hope this works. Okay, Naira Smith just writes, by the way, Naira Smith, is it your first time watching? Welcome to the show, by the way. Everything's good for you, good quality, that's awesome, very nice. And also Naira Smith writes, I started with coins a few weeks ago, but your awesome tutorials hooked me into starting with card magic. That's great. So I converted a new disciple to the sect. Yeah, well, my cards are really nice, but if you like coins, you know, when you started with coins, I highly encourage you to keep up with this, because coins are something very beautiful, and it's something really cool. I'm having coins when I'm walking the streets. I'm always having 2 coins palmed and doing the coin roll and stuff. Coin magic is very beautiful. And the book you need to know, it's called Bobo's Modern Coin Magic. Bobo's Modern Coin Magic. It's a very cool book, and it got all the moves there. If you get this book, probably, I don't know, $20 or something. All you need a couple of coins and the book, and then you start working with this, and then hey, there's YouTube. You probably, for all the moves you start with, you know, the French drop or the palm. I got a tutorial on the palm, by the way, I don't know, some coin appearances, you know. This is this will help a lot. It's really fun, and cards and coins really go well together. So there is no wrongdoing in you know, deciding to really focus on coins and give it the cards a little bit, you know. So Jack Jefferson says he agrees, 23 years old, a beginner, practicing double, the pass and slips. Yeah, so very nice. So this is this is really solid stuff, but do not forget about really focusing on the basics of card magic, and you find a tutorial series on my channel on the basics of card magic, the basics of card control, that is. So how to catch a pinky break within jogs with different techniques, using the overhand shuffle, the thumb fan, the Charlie E card even, and then to catch a break, and then to control the break by cutting or shuffling. This is the basic stuff. That's the foundation on which you build up then more advanced slides like the pass, Haumann pass, or And of course, double lifts are always a huge part of it. I've got a tutorial series out also on the double lift, double turnover. You will find in the info cards up there, guys. You will find all these tutorials, a complete tutorial series on the pass, walking you through all you need to know, a complete tutorial series on the double lift, and there's also a complete tutorial series. It's not in the links, but you will find it on my channel page on the basics of card control. And you really have, if you are serious, you are building the solid foundation first and then you proceed, you know. And also I've got a tutorial series on the most valuable flourishes, the thumb fan, the ruffle, the thumb riffle, which is really, it's not so much a flourish but a utility move, the dribble, super beautiful flourish, very important, and the spring. All of these flourishes, they are not a means in its an end in itself. They are used in a, after you mastered them, they are used and they get embedded into certain slides or certain techniques to make your performance look better, but also hide some dirty work. So everything, you know, is based on another in card magic. And all the stuff is out there on my channel for free for you guys. Decent tutorials, the best I could do to make those tutorials to follow for you guys, for beginners as well as advanced folks, to follow along and to learn something. Okay, Jack Jefferson writes, your content is great and you're a really good teacher. The quality and continuity of the stream is okay. Awesome. This is absolutely cool. Thank you so much, guys, for this feedback. I really appreciate it, you know. And again, so thanks for the flowers, also calling me a good teacher. Thank you so much for this. It's really encouraging, but please do not take what I'm saying as the final word here, okay? Take everything I say as an inspiration and as an input for your own thought process. Be critical about everything. If it resonates with you, what I'm saying, if it reflects on your own experiences so far, so good. We're on the same page and we are progressing together, okay? I've studied at a university called Humboldt University in Berlin, and the guy Humboldt who founded and started the university, he had a very basic concept of teaching and learning, and the idea is that this is a process that interlaces. You know, there is learning, teaching is also learning, and learning is part of teaching, and there is no strict authority at a certain point, at a certain level of getting into a subject. And I really love the idea, and I'm really convinced that this is a very precious, valuable thought. Oh, my second deals are far away from being perfect. I'm working on a pushover seconds, and this is in the slow motion. You can see this definitely. So I'm glad now that I got this. The pressure of the thumb and the right balance of the deck in the hands is key to this motion. I got this figured out, but I'm a lot of steps behind my laser deal, for example. So I don't really want to show this here because actually this is more like a tutorial. But what can you say? This is how Erdnase teaches it basically, and there's nothing to it, but you just have to learn how to push those two cards as one. Of course, this is a super practice also then for a push over double lift. And if you once mastered this, there's nobody is gonna ever get at you, but it will take a long time, I'm telling you. And all of this is going to be long forgotten here, so I don't care. So when I hit you with the performance, by the way, with these techniques, you will not even know that I'm using them, you know, because they will be embedded into a larger motion. They will be embedded in a complete different context, so that it's not about dealing at that point. No, it's really a secret when you use sleight of hand that the slides you use are at the point where you use them are not. It's not about dealing then. It's about something else in the mind of the spectator, you know. That's how you basically, in general, cover all the dirty work, you know. The focus, the whole concept of the spectator, the whole mindset of the observation is one huge misdirection. So whatever the spectator gets as an information to process is going to be processed in a wrong manner, you know, in a misleading manner, you know, and that is how a good routine, how a good trick is designed usually. So summing up today's wonderful message. This is killing me. I started, and let me go into this thing here because then I can roll myself another final cigarette here. So I started with what is killing me, because the thumbnail with the goat and the cow says it. This is killing me. What is killing me? Now there are moves, and I explained this in the very beginning for all you folks who haven't been here. There's some moves that I just know, I don't know, they're just not working for you, right? And for me, it was the Les Paul spread. I love the Les Paul spread. It's beautiful. I wish I could do it, but I have huge troubles with it. I'm not getting anywhere whenever I give it a try, and my list is full. You just saw a little bit of what I'm practicing right now. So this is killing me. And if you come across something like that, something that is not necessary, that's not useful, that's something that you don't really need, something that would be nice, but you don't really need it, or maybe especially at the point where you're at, don't stumble over this, you know, don't kill yourself with it. Put it aside, maybe you come back to it later. However, there are other things you need. You need these basic things. We talked about this basic card control slides, basic concept of card control, basic handlings, and so on. And you really need to master these things. And whatever and also these flourishes, you know, if you start with a spring or with a dribble or with a thumb fan, it is difficult at the beginning, but you need to learn it. So there's no getting around it if you're serious about your card magic. So there will be the first time when you start it, it's going to be a tackle, it's going to be hard, and you will have to figure out what it is, what you need to know there. And as soon as you riddle this problem, as soon as you get the idea, you will progress very fast in your practice. You will come to a point where you can do this without thinking about it, and you're still practicing this. But then there comes the point where you really embed this, where you really want to use it, where you have to have it 100%. There's no chance in this anymore. You just know how to do this. And this last phase of practice, I call it the 10% of the 100%. You know, 90% nice progress after a little trouble at the beginning, and the last 10%, they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you. You just saw this, guys. You cannot believe how long I've been practicing double dealing, bottom dealing, and laser dealing. Like really for a really long time. Hours of practice. And it's not there. And it's still a way to go. Frustrating. This is killing me. It's gonna kill you, but that's the stuff. I wanna do this. I need it because I wanna reach a next level in my performances. And this is next level, you know. There's only a few folks who actually know how to do this because it's really difficult. So that's my goal, my personal goal. And here we go. Here I roll. I'm walking through this last 10%. So what else is there killing you? A lot of things, man. You can get out of control, you know, easily in life. Do never panic. Do never panic. Always keep it low. Always keep it simple for yourself. And never do too much. Never practice too many things at the same time, but also do not practice one thing too extreme. You know, it's always good to, you know, keep you inspired, you know. Shuffling, cutting, very important. 5 most valuable flourishes, very important. The basics of card control, very important. Go and master the pass if you're serious about your card magic, but you don't need the pass in order to perform great magic. And you do not need advanced and difficult sleight of hand in order to perform decent card magic. You can do it with self-working card tricks also. And you might even should, at a certain point, study tricks like these to practice your performance style, you know, because you need to memorize a certain pattern, a certain build up or narrative of the routine, and all of this also requires practice, because your goal at the end of the day is to go out there and to entertain people with a deck of cards, right? Or with some coins, right? Or some sponge balls, some red balls, or whatever, objects, you know. And you can do it, you know. I'm preaching again. Having a great time here. So, we are doing this for 1 hour 47. This is a long time. I'm out of here soon. Just going into this year. Listening to a little bit of music. Giving guys the final chance to hit me with something in the chat. In Austria, we usually work at this time of the day, Nairo Smith writes. Is there a fixed schedule for your live streams? No, there is no fixed schedule. Right now I'm jazzing around. Right now I'm just doing it whenever I can do it, right? But let me know, what would be a good time for you? Let me know. So very slowly, I'm bringing this to an end here. Guys, make sure to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, you do this right now, right? You subscribe and then you hit the notification bell in order to be notified whenever I upload again. I tried to do as many live streams this year, but I said it before, it's gonna be a crazy workload coming at me every day on a Christmas fair, 10 to 12 hours. It's going to be I'm going to be so exhausted. So in case this has been the last session here for this year, which might very well be, I don't know, see you then in 2019. And by that time, this channel should have made the 5K subscribers milestone. So we start this year, the next year, with a celebration, with a deck giveaway. I'm going to give away some nice deck of cards. And then there's going to be tutorials and performances, and I keep on building this channel. I keep on. I will do a Patreon, teasing you guys already for quite some time now. And whoever wants to join the party is very welcome here on my channel at OTHMARIUS Magic. We do this. So guys, let's make this official. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a blast of a time, again, between 5 and 15 people watching, or maybe 12, I don't know. I don't care at this point. I'm having a blast of a time doing this. I'm learning with every upload, with every live stream. I enjoy these live sessions. They are highly productive for myself, and also there's material coming up. This is I don't have anything scripted here. This is just me jazzing around. And this is going to be material, a lot of material I can later on maybe put into some nice videos. I don't know. There's so many options out there. I really enjoy myself being a content creator here on YouTube, and I thank you so much for tuning in, and for your engagement and for your participation. I'm very honored, guys. You're awesome. Rock and roll. You do your thing. Keep on practicing and keep it cool. Have fun, and especially you beginners, go out there, and give it a try, Don't be afraid, There's no need to be afraid, to be nervous about. This is just so much fun to do. Magic is a beautiful art form, and I'm glad you're tuning in. I'm glad you decided to use your time with cards and coins and creating illusions for entertaining people. That's a great thing. My name is OTHMARIUS, and this is just what I do. Thank you all so much. Be sure, more magical stuff is going to be uploaded very soon. I'm out of here for now. Take care, and see you very soon. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe.